motherfucking food stamps to $85 fucking from $738. How the fuck that's supposed to support a household of 3? For a job that barely even support my basic needs now. Like, inflation is high and the bitch groceries is high as shit. Oh, I'm pissed the fuck off. Like, I'm mad as shit because how the fuck am I supposed to survive off that shit? So when y'all see me in the motherfucking store stealing stuff and that shit in my motherfucking bag, nicely act like you don't see shit and mind your motherfucking business, because this shit is going in my motherfucking bag and I'm walking out this motherfucking store with my motherfucking chest up and my head held high, and I dare you to try to tell me, hey ma'am, excuse me, because I'm gonna look at you like you fucking retarded and say.
See, that's where she's mistaken, because you're barely making it by with working your one job. I mean, I would suggest you get 2, but besides that, if right now you have children or whatever the case, and you need to be at work, and that job is just getting you by, because it sounded like they didn't really cut her stamps by that much. I think she said it was 800 and something, and then it went to 700 and something. So ultimately what I'm saying is, you got kids, so you're going to be stealing with your head held high, and nobody better try to stop you. Nobody will try to directly stop you. They're just going to simply call the police. You broke the law. And then what happens after that is you go to jail. And then now we have to try to figure out what we're going to do with your kids, as well as you might even lose your job that you do have. So you see how not being grateful for something that you already have, and then you crash out and then you lose something else that you needed, and now that's the new focus. She was getting 800 or whatever of the stamps. She probably wasn't grateful for that. Then it just dropped down to 7. Now, and you still have a job, but now you're going to put yourself in a situation where you could possibly lose your job and put another wound on yourself that you're then going to come on here complaining about, that now you got to do something even wilder because that happened, when a lot of this stuff is really just directly correlated to the actions and behaviors that you do, which then trickles down into your life. I mean, it's really that simple. We can even keep it as simple as, listen, to me, it's simple enough to just say you don't have kids if you're not in a very stable financial place, as well as it would be nice if you were in a stable place with the person you decide to have the kids with as well. I don't think that would hurt either. But let's get to the next clip. But first, if you guys could like the video, I wanted to ask on the front end, because I forget all the time. I know it's easy to forget, but by liking the video, it actually does help me more than you know. So if you could like the video right now, I greatly appreciate it.
Y'all, please tell me y'all seen that lady on TikTok, the Caucasian lady talking about the food stamps, crying because the food stamp office she got cut off of food stamps, $4,000 of food stamps, cut off her Section 8. Her Section 8, I think she was paying like $86 or something a month. She got like 6 or 7 kids. She gets Social Security. She get welfare. She gets everything. Y'all, she's on there crying because they cut her off of everything, and they told her that she's gonna have to get a job, y'all. And that's not even the bad part. The bad part is like, she's capably able, like she's able to work. Like, she's like, I can't work, and then she paused and she was like, well, I can work, but I don't want. And then she's on there like they're making her sell her BMW or sell her 2024 her new car,
No
her
way.
something. I don't know. That could be a lie or whatever from videos just bouncing around, but she's been on Section 8, y'all, for 13 years. If you have been on Section 8 for 13 years and you get Section 8, you get food stamps, $4,000 worth of food stamps, Social Security card, Social Security and welfare. So you get a check for these kids as well.
And if she's got 7, 8 kids, child support as well. I wouldn't be surprised. Everything all included, she could be making upwards of 12 to 14 grand every month.
Why you don't got somebody in the comments? Y'all just have to go watch the video, man. She really on there. Man, they her, chewing her up in the comments, because why would you get on here and do all that? Like, we already mad. Like, you mean to tell me 13 years you don't have no money and you've been on the government assistance for the past 13 years and talking about she don't want to work? Y'all just go watch it. Y'all have to watch the video. This shit is hilarious.
Funny enough, they'll probably try to say that she's insensitive, right? And they'll probably try to come for this lady right here because she's laughing at somebody else crying, right? But you know what they'll never address? Right now, to film this video, I have my camera on a tripod right here. I set it up and I pressed record. And then I started conveying whatever I wanted to convey on this camera. Nobody will ever address the fact, why did you decide to come on here and tell all your business and start crying? You pressed record, you set everything up. Then you pressed end recording when you felt like you gave enough. And then you went to the platform of your choice and you pressed upload and maybe even did a little bit of editing as well. And I hope she didn't put no music on there, but we never address that. We'll address her and call her insensitive for laughing at something that somebody decided to post online. See, because if she's having an emotional tangent and she's crying and all this type of stuff, cool, that's an emotional thing, maybe an impulsive thing, a spur of the moment thing. But then all those other actions in conjunction with that are absolutely calculated and absolutely thought through. So when you decide to post something online, you can't get mad at how people react. Now let's focus on the fact that she said that woman was on Section 8 for 13 years. Let's just run down the bullet points here. Section 8 for 13 years. 7 to 8 kids. $4,000 in food stamps. Not to mention the other welfare benefits, because she mentioned she was getting stuff like that too. Because if you didn't know, if you're on welfare, you can also get something called a cash balance, which ultimately what that is that's just hard money that you can actually just spend on anything, clothes, your car insurance, whatever. The government gives people cash balances too. We don't talk about that. We just talk about EBT and food stamps. But then lastly, she's got so many kids that I guess she has a disabled child, because she said she was also getting Social Security. And what wasn't said is, of course, she's getting child support, right? That's a diversified amount of income sources. She has, you know how they say you need multiple side hustles, multiple hustles today? This woman has a lot of them. And a lot of them are pretty effortless, if you ask me. It's passive income, right? She has multiple passive income sources. And now she's lost some of them. And she's crashing out online and acting like the world's going to end. But what did you do with all these income sources? Because from that standpoint, now it just comes down to strategy as well as budgeting. But a lot of people think that the money will never run out, and like Section 8, right? She probably thought she had some more decades to be on Section 8. But what happened, it was the regime changed, and now things are moving in a different direction. So your retirement plan, which was to live off government assistance, i.e. the taxpayers, and continue to take on more responsibilities that you ultimately weren't going to have to be responsible for, it came down crashing and burning. And now you have to figure something out. And so now you're emotional and you have to tell the world about it. When everything is said and done and the emotions fade, and then you have to actually and logistically settle into the reality of what's going on, then that's going to be on you. But we can never lose sight of the reason and the root cause that we're in this situation to begin with. And the reason that you have all these responsibilities and really what I would call overhead, you decided to be a single woman having 7, 8 kids by yourself. And that is overhead. And you didn't think that if it's over your head, that it could have the potential to come down and crush you. But ultimately, these were your decisions that you didn't learn from and that you didn't apply and start moving different. So I wouldn't just be laughing at somebody crying about that. But I don't think that you can knock this woman for finding that funny.
Someone explain something to me, please. Why are y'all so mad and trying to control literally everything pertaining to food stamps? Like, first y'all are mad about how much people are receiving in benefits when you have to sit back and pay towards, the benefits. Y'all are mad of how much people are receiving. They should receive less. When did y'all think you came up with the guidelines and the regulations and the little chart that tells you how much you can make and how many people has to be in your family to receive the maximum amount? When did y'all think that was any of your concern? Honestly. And then y'all really want to stop people from buying like things like steak and lobster and like food that people feed their families. Like, there's things that certain families do not eat. Like, I'm not going to feed my family like generic store brand stuff. I'm not going to do it. So let's stop trying to pass judgment on people on food stamps. Period. Mind your business.
Real quick, let's go back to this point because I want to focus on this point because this is just crazy to me. Go back to this point real quick.
Someone explain something to me, please. Why are y'all so mad and trying to control literally everything pertaining to food stamps?
Okay, let's answer that question. She's asking, why are people so mad and trying to control everything? Well, I think people just want control over their money. That's coming out of their pockets unwillingly. Because understand this, if the government created a rule today where it gave people the option of where they allocated their tax dollars to, and people had an option, a yes or no option, of whether or not they wanted to contribute to government assistance for people, and the taxpayers could actually choose, and then 90% of people stopped pouring into it willingly and they chose not to pour into it because they had that right and that option, I guarantee you she would be force it to come out of their check and force them to pay for government assistance and take care of my life. 100% she would be for that and she would be advocating about that. So when we're talking about force, understand where the force is coming from. Preconception. The force is coming from us forcibly having to pay for certain things that we don't necessarily agree with or think that makes sense, as opposed to targeting the true issue, which is 1, decisions people choose to make on themselves, 2, decisions that people are incentivized to make on themselves that harm themselves, that then harm us directly, as well as the fact that it further incentivizes you to never correct the issue and to just rely on it forever. And people are born every day, B. So when you all don't give up the benefits, more people get put on it, which then requires us to dish out even more money. And ultimately, this thing is not sustainable. And it's not practical, especially when you have so many people abusing it. Because it's so wide open that how can you not abuse it? How can there not be abuse? There's just not enough resources to really run this thing. Because we're going to be, in order for them to even have to regulate it more and do more oversight so that they can prevent the abuse and the fraud, that would still cost money because you still have to hire people to do that. So either way, we're going to be paying for it. So the easiest thing to do would be to just make a rule which would passively then make sure that the people who actually need it get it. But because you guys abuse it, there is no perfect rule. So we're still going to harm the people that aren't abusing it because people can't just do the right thing and because there is no shame anymore in this society. So, I mean, that's ultimately what it comes down to. And yeah, I mean, we'll just leave it there for today. It's going long. But y'all, again, if you could like the video, I would greatly appreciate it. It helps more than you know. Again. And then also, YouTube has a new feature called Hype. And what Hype does is it helps smaller content creators like myself. And what it does is it pushes us to the same extent that it pushes the larger content creators. So if you got Hype, it'll show you the points. Once you hype, you just click the hype button just like you click the like button. If you can find it. I understand it's hard to find. If not, a like definitely still helps more than you know. And also Patreon's link below if you want to see self-improvement content. But until then, I'll catch you in the next video.